These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. You know what's really terrifying? That unfinished college degree lurking in the background, just sitting there waiting for you. That's where Southern New Hampshire University comes in. With flexible online degree programs, there's no commuting, no rigid schedule, and no more excuses. Plus, they have some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to learn more before your degree becomes just another story about what could have been. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, weirdos, I'm Ash.
And I'm Elena.
And this is Morbid with a side of refrigerator cigarette.
In case you don't know what that is.
I don't promote smoking. I do promote Diet Coke.
Yeah, that's a thing. People call Diet Cokes a fridge cigarette.
It's just a meme I saw once.
Yeah, I think that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I
too think it's funny.
Strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper are my fridge cigarettes. Ugh. All right, well, I think Diet Coke is disgusting.
You know what? No, you know which one I do like of the Dr. Pepper ones? The cream soda one.
Oh, see, I think that's disgusting.
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 But that's funny because they were in your fridge when I tried them. You gave them a shot
somebody
and you didn't like them.
No, you know why they were in my fridge?
Tell me.
Because I think you thought that was the kind I liked, and you got them for one of your get-togethers, and then you gave me the rest of them, and I felt bad.
She's telling me it's my fault. You know why those are in my refrigerator? Because my refrigerator. You know why those are in my refrigerator? Because of you.
No, and because you were doing a kind. You were doing a kindness, and then I did a kindness back by taking them and not saying, like, those are not the ones I like.
Until now.
Like a year later.
You little.
Because I really don't like those. But you drank them.
I like them.
And I think Aiden drank some. So worked
there you
out.
go.
Worked out for me.
Drank, drunk.
Drank it. Yeah.
What else is new, brother man?
You guys sold out the Sunday show.
In under 4 minutes.
You're outrageous.
It's insane.
Like, who are you?
Here's the thing. There are tickets being resold. That has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
We get a proposal with how many seats and we say, yeah, that price sounds fair. And then people can buy them and do whatever the fuck they want with them, which sucks. I realize.
It sucks a giant ass.
But we have nothing to do with that. So.
Yeah. So if you see tickets that are like
astronomical
crazy priced, it's even on the Wilbur website because you have to look under the thing and it'll say verified resale ticket. that tells you that someone's trying to resell that ticket.
Yeah.
Because there's like balcony seats that are sitting there right now for like $1,200. Whoever did that, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's such a dick move.
But like, that's not us.
No,
you
I
know
would
we're
never.
not out here charging fucking
No, and that's how it
hundreds of
works. We
dollars.
literally get a proposal with
Yeah.
each seat and how much money it should cost. And we actually went back a couple times and we're like, let's be like a little more fair. Yeah.
We would never do that to you.
No.
So
anyway.
But there was just a couple of people that were concerned that we were like trying to
Concerned that we
that
thought
we were
like
out here
Taylor
thinking
Swift.
we're like Sabrina Carpenter or something. So I'm not.
I wish.
And also those those tickets that people were concerned about, those aren't like, we're not
Like the resale tickets.
whoever's selling those tickets. If somebody buys them, they get that money. So
Yeah.
we're not
crazy-ass
profiting
money.
off of that in any way. It's just crazy.
It's a wild world.
Yeah, people are getting rougher and rougher out here in these streets. But you know what? You're all great.
You're all
that's
fantastic.
all that matters.
You're all fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah, we just like, it was only a couple people that like even noticed it and mentioned it, but we just didn't want anybody thinking that we were out here trying to sell tickets for like $700 and shit.
Nah.
That's
crazy.
Fucking crazy. But yeah, so that's stupid. Stupid of people to do.
I think that's really our only bit nasty, though.
I know. I think that is.
I like that I've officially named our business segment
Nasty.
Bit Nasty. That's pretty
is
fun
the
in my
end
opinion.
of Bit Nasty.
And that commences Bit Nasty.
Yeah, because I don't think there's anything else that really has come up
No.
that you guys need to fucking know about. You know?
Don't forget, we lied. Bit Nasty, not over.
More Bit Nasty.
Don't forget tomorrow, actually, because I think this is Thursday's episode.
I was gonna say, look at Mikey.
looked at
I
the-
don't know.
at the
She looked at me.
producer.
She looked at me first, like I know
she just
anything.
looked
I
at
was
me
just like,
she looked at me blankly and shook her head.
I just went, oh no, I don't know those things.
Yeah, so today is Thursday for you. It's Tuesday for us? So we're not even that far apart. Don't worry. We're not getting back into craziness.
No way.
But anyway, Friday is going to be our bonus episode where we are going to talk about Unknown Number, the high school catfish scandal.
Yes.
Which I actually, last night, me and Drew were watching TikTok together and people have been filming their reactions when they find out who the catfish is.
Oh, yeah.
And I need you all to please do that if you don't know.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you somehow don't know who the catfish is at this point, you got to film yourself watching it because your reaction will be insane.
I've been spoiled. I already know.
I got spoiled ahead of time.
So I won't do it, but you guys should definitely do it.
I got spoiled ahead of time, but even still
shocking.
well, even still shocking. And also I was like, well, I don't know. You know, I didn't know exactly.
Yeah. But we won't. We'll talk about it on Friday.
We're talking about it on Friday.
Yeah.
AKA tomorrow if you're listening on Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. So that wraps up Bit Nasty.
That now Bit Nasty is done.
Pinky swear.
Let's go, girls. Today, we are going to be talking about a very interesting case. And one that, so we're going to be talking about Gloria Ramirez. You might see her referred to sometimes as the toxic woman.
Which is shitty.
Not great to do that. It's really not
great to name somebody that.
After you hear the story, you'll understand why. Like that's, you know, and her family does not want her to be known
Remembered
as
like
the
that.
toxic woman.
Yeah.
That's who would want that, you know? So,
Not I.
So we will not be calling her the toxic woman, but I just wanted, in case you had seen it, that's the same Gloria Ramirez. This story is wild.
I know of this story, but I don't know all the details.
Very interesting, very tragic.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Yeah.
So let's start. Within hours of Gloria Ramirez taking an unexpected visit to the ER in 1994, medical personnel who, you know, rushed to her aid that evening became sick with symptoms that are typically associated with like insecticide poisoning.
Oh, shit.
Like very strange, like tremors, apnea, burning skin, like randomly.
So, like, if you, like, ingested, like, Raid or something?
Yeah. And,
Okay.
like, several of these like, medical personnel required hospitalization themselves because of it.
Oh.
And in the days and weeks after this, the doctors and nurses who came into direct contact with Ramirez continued to experience these crazy, bizarre symptoms. They were defying logical explanation at this point, and they were leaving everyone wondering, how had this seemingly ordinary woman's body been transformed into some kind of, like, Trojan horse of toxicity.
Yeah.
That's essentially what they were saying. Like, what happened here? Like,
Because initially they had no idea.
they had no idea. They didn't know what they had gotten into. And honestly, the symptoms and things that were happening were like associated with chemical warfare, essentially.
What?
Yeah, it's wild. So let's start at the beginning.
It's the best place to start.
It always is. On the evening of February 19th, 1994, Gloria Ramirez complained to her boyfriend, Johnny Estrada, that she was having some trouble breathing, which is scary.
Yeah.
She was only 31 years old. She was a mother of 2, but she had been diagnosed with advanced stage cervical cancer about 6 weeks before this.
Oh, wow.
So she was actually scheduled to begin some pretty aggressive chemotherapy the following Tuesday. But obviously this night, things took a pretty alarming turn. And so when she started to say, I'm having trouble breathing, it should never be something that's ignored, but getting that diagnosis, it made it even scarier.
Yeah, of course.
And she actually ended up collapsing.
Oh,
like she
shit.
told her boyfriend, something's wrong, and then she collapsed.
Oh, that's so scary.
Johnny called the paramedics, and they got there really quickly, and she was very quickly transported to Riverside General Hospital, and this is in California.
Okay.
She was admitted at about 8:15 p.m. and taken to Trauma Unit 1. Emergency staff assessed the whole situation. Everybody was moving at a rapid pace, but by the time she arrived there, her breathing had gotten way worse. It was super shallow, really quick, and it was causing her blood pressure to fall really, really rapidly.
That's so scary.
So in just trying to determine what the cause of all of this was, doctors and nurses questioned Gloria as best they could.
Right.
But by this point, she was barely conscious, and she was only able to really provide some short answers. And most of them were kind of unintelligible and frankly unhelpful at this point.
Yeah, she's not like totally with it at this point.
Yeah, so the doctors and nurses, the whole staff were questioning the paramedics as well who transported Gloria. All they knew was that they had been told by Johnny Estrada that her name is Gloria Ramirez. She's 31 years old, and she was recently diagnosed with cervical cancer. So the attending medical staff started treatment, and they started by injecting a combination of benzodiazepines, Valium, Versed, and Ativan.
Oh, wow.
That was to sedate Gloria.
Yeah, I would think so.
Obviously, and followed by more injections of lidocaine and an antiarrhythmic called Brotilium to stabilize the irregular heartbeat that was happening.
Okay.
So the drugs started working their way through her system, and in the meanwhile, Nurse Maureen Welch began performing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation with an ambu bag.
God, this is
she was starting to really go
intense.
It is. It's like one of those intense medical scenes that you're picturing in your head. It was like
I'm picturing
chaos.
like something from The Pit.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And the combination of the drugs and this forced air should have been enough to stabilize Gloria's situation, at least for a brief period of time. Just trying to, so they could collect some more information even just to move forward.
Yeah.
But when it became clear she wasn't responding to the treatment at all, medical staff began preparing to shock Gloria's heart back into a normal rhythm with a defibrillator.
Shit.
It was just going to hell.
Yeah.
Like everything was going haywire.
And
So,
she's 31.
31 years old.
Jesus.
31 years old. And the first indication that something was amiss came when the nurse cut away Gloria's t-shirt to try to apply the electrodes. And she found that the woman's body was covered in what looked like an oily sheen, like an oily substance.
Like you put like Vicks on your chest or something?
Yeah, but one nurse described it as like an oil slick. She said, like you see on the ground of a gas station.
Oh.
Like that kind of sheen, which is different.
Yeah. I was like, so not like
little
when you
different.
put Vicks on your
Yeah,
chest.
it was then that the medical staff noticed a faint odor coming from Gloria's body, what they thought was probably coming from Gloria's body, that some would later describe as fruity, while others said it smelled more like garlic.
It's always
So like
interesting
sickly sweet.
to me how people can smell things differently.
Yeah.
Or see things differently.
Or it's like just different notes of this odor
Hit someone different.
someone more.
Yeah.
Like someone's going to sit there and say, well, it was sickly sweet like garlic. And it's like they get the note of garlic. Somebody else is like fruit.
It's like when you see people do like a wine tasting and they're like, oh, I'm getting notes of sandalwood.
Yeah. It's like,
And then you're drinking it and you're like, I'm getting notes of
grape.
grape. Yeah, exactly.
Like sour
Old
grape.
grape.
Now, by the time this was all going on, Gloria was in full cardiac arrest, and there was no time to linger over this kind of odd discovery that they had all just come across.
Yeah, they're like, we'll
Yeah,
get to
they were
that
like,
when we get
put
there.
a pin in that. So medical staff continued the life-saving protocols, and following the defibrillation, Nurse Susan Kane swabbed Gloria's arm and inserted the catheter, then attached the syringe to try to draw blood. Once the vial was filled, Kane handed it to Maureen Welch. It's important that you're getting this transfer of
Chain of
the chain of
custody.
custody essentially of everything, so it'll be important later. So again, Susan Kane swabbed Gloria's arm, inserted the catheter, took the syringe, drew the blood, and then she handed it to Maureen Welch, the nurse, who immediately noticed that the blood smelled of ammonia.
Oh.
Welch passed the vial off to medical resident Julie Gorczynski, who, in addition to the unusual ammonia smell, noticed there appeared to be, quote, manila-colored particles floating in the blood.
Oh.
They were probably all like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So moments after the blood sample was collected, Trauma Unit 1 was plunged further into chaos, if you can even believe it.
I was like, yeah, how?
As he continued his attempt to stabilize Gloria Ramirez, Dr. Humberto Ochoa heard someone shout, "Catch her,
Catch her?
catch her."
Okay.
Turning to see what
I'm
the
like,
fuck.
Gloria's on a table.
Yeah. So turning to see where the fuck that's coming from, Ochoa just barely managed to catch Susan Kane
Okay. Nurse.
under the arms as her legs gave out and she dropped to the floor.
She like lost consciousness?
Yeah, just passed out.
Okay.
Kane had just been removed from the room on a gurney when Gorczynski began to feel nauseous.
And these are all the people that were doing
All the
various
medical
things.
personnel.
Yeah.
Feeling as though she was going to be sick, she excused herself from the room and went to sit down at the nurse's station. But she wasn't there for long before she too slumped to the floor and started exhibiting symptoms of apnea. She was intermittently twitching and shaking.
Oh my
And then she
God.
would stop breathing for several seconds.
What the fuck?
So, like, picturing this scene from beginning to now even, and it's going to keep going.
It feels like something out of a television show.
It doesn't. You would see this happening in a show and be like, "Calm the fuck
Okay.
down, everybody."
It feels like
this
something
is
out of like ER, like so dramatized, you know.
But even
dramatized.
ER, you'd be like, "No,
No, I know,
Like you'd be
exactly.
like, "Guys, this doesn't make sense."
Yeah.
This is
Or
like,
no. It actually feels like something out of House.
Yeah.
You know when like
Yeah.
crazy shit goes down in House and they're like, and then
They
he
have those
gets to the bottom
crazy
of
diseases
it.
that he
This
has
is
to-
a House episode.
Yes.
Which
That's
by the
exactly
way,
it.
fucking love that show.
House is a great.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Great show. Yeah, this is because like we're going from, and it's also sudden. That's the thing. It's like all happening very quickly. Like,
Yeah.
poor Gloria is just 6 weeks ago diagnosed, and then immediately feels a little shortness of breath, passes out cold at her house, is rushed to the hospital, and right when she gets there, she goes into cardiac arrest. They're trying to do like mouth to mouth, trying to defibrillate her heart
And now
back
everyone
into
is
motion.
dropping.
And now everybody starts dropping like flies. Like it just won't stop. I feel like I would run out of that hospital crying.
No,
I don't even
same.
know what, like, that's a lot. Now back in Trauma Unit 1, Maureen Welch,
Yeah.
another person who handled the vial,
Yeah.
was the third person affected. She later said, "I remember hearing someone scream," and she said, "and then she passed out." When Welch regained consciousness, she no longer had control over her arms and legs.
What?
Yep.
No.
Moments after that, the entire emergency room at Riverside General was evacuated.
Yeah, I
They were
was
like,
waiting for that.
Because, like, what the fuck's going on? And medical staff continued treating patients in the parking lot.
Holy cannoli.
While, and I quote, hazardous materials collectors dressed in protective clothing tested the air in the emergency room for dangerous gases. Because that would be my first thought. I'd be like,
Right.
this is a gas leak. Like
Yeah,
something's
up here.
really bad is in this ventilation system and we're all fucking breathing it in right now.
Evidently.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70. This part of the show is brought to you by Anua, the Korean skincare brand known for scientific, gentle, yet effective formulations. The latest from Anua is the Retinol Collagen Gua Sha Cream, a firming cream with a gua sha-shaped tip built right in. Have you guys heard of gua sha? It's that viral massage tool that moves fluid and tension out of your face. Less puffiness, a snatched jawline, honey, more definition in your face. Retinol firms and reduces fine lines, and collagen keeps your skin plump and structured. This cream has both of those things, arguably the most optimal combo for that snatched, lifted look all in one step. I am obsessed with the Gua Sha cream. First of all, it feels so cool to the touch when you put that on your face. It's just like, this is lovely. It's like a little spa treatment that you can give yourself. I like to do mine at night after I get out of the shower. I rub the cream on my face with the little gua sha. I'm sculpting that jawline, honey. I got it on the cheekbones. And actually, I had a facial the other day, and the lady doing my facial, the professional, she said, "Do you use a gua sha at home?" And I said, "I do." And I said, "How did you know that?" And she said, "I didn't have those little like bumps in my chin or like different areas like that." So she could tell that I was using the gua sha. And I said, "Oh my God." I just feel like I wake up less puffy in the morning when I do it the night before. But you can do it whenever you want to. I, 10 out of 10, recommend this product. The Anua Gua Sha Cream Value Set is available at anua.com, already discounted. Use code MORBID for an extra 10% off. That's ANUA.com, code MORBID. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
So in Trauma Unit 1, Gloria's condition continued to worsen as all this was going on, with her blood pressure dropping at an alarming rate. And despite their efforts to stabilize her, and this is just so tragic, amid all of this, Gloria Ramirez died at 8:50 p.m. from what an autopsy would later identify as kidney failure brought on by cervical cancer.
Oh, wow. So she was died as a result of that?
6 weeks earlier and died.
That is wild.
And it's like, she got in there at 8:15 p.m. and was dead by 8:50.
Wow.
When as all around her,
people are just
chaos
falling down,
ensued.
but they're also at the same time
Trying to treat her.
their absolute best.
Oh, it's awful. It's so tragic all the way around.
Oh, she's so young. And
Yeah.
you said she had 2 children.
Yeah, she's a mother.
That's awful.
Now, once Dr. Ochoa had pronounced Gloria dead, her body was sealed into an airtight bag and moved to an isolated room in the hospital because, again, they don't know what's going on.
Nobody knows, yeah.
Among those who helped move the body was ER nurse Sally Balderas, who had been in Trauma Unit 1 and helped to collect the blood sample from Gloria. Once she'd returned to the parking lot after moving Gloria to where she needed to be, Balderas felt ill and then started retching and complaining of, quote, a burning sensation on her skin.
Oh.
And then she, too, needed emergency medical attention.
This is like the 4th or 5th person at
Yeah.
this point.
In total, 23 of the 37 members of the emergency department who worked the night Ramirez was brought in complained of experiencing at least one symptom.
Whoa.
23 of the 37 members of the emergency department.
Is that like mass hysteria? Like,
well, that was one of the thoughts
theories
that people had. But
because I'm like, that's an insane amount of
but
people
also,
who weren't even in the room.
This is also too, though, it's like people are experiencing real symptoms.
Yeah.
Like this, they're not just like, Salem witch trial style,
Right.
throwing themselves, saying they see like monkeys on the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're experiencing like actual medical emergencies, which is wild. Yeah. Now, Balderas, whose symptoms were initially described as little more than a headache, required a 10-day hospital stay to treat the symptoms of apnea she began experiencing after exposure.
So that's another person with apnea.
Yeah. Susan Kane also continued to experience apnea in the days following and was hospitalized at Corona Regional Medical Center until her symptoms subsided 3 days later.
I wonder if they renamed that place.
I know. I was thinking that too. I was like, woof.
But also, holy shit.
Yeah. By far the most affected from the exposure to Gloria Ramirez was Dr. Julie Gorginski, who suffered a number of serious symptoms and even underwent surgery on her knees several weeks later to treat avascular necrosis, which is a condition where the bones that make up the joints begin basically dying for lack of blood circulation.
Yeah, I knew, like, necrosis. What the fuck?
Gorchinski's other symptoms included hepatitis, pancreatitis, and, quote, chest-seizing muscle spasms and breathing relapses that necessitated use of a respirator.
Holy shit. I just keep saying that, but like,
she was only 33 experiencing all this. And she couldn't draw a full breath for like months after exposure.
And so what was the thing called that she had? The necrosis thing?
Avascular necrosis.
So like the nerves in her knees were dying off?
The bones that make up the joints start dying from lack of blood circulation.
Holy shit. And she's 30 something years old?
33.
Like, is she going to be able to use her legs?
Mm-hmm. Now, among the more baffling elements of the case, at least in the earlier days of this whole investigation, because now they're like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah.
Was that the paramedics who transported Gloria to Riverside General, who'd presumably been in close contact with her body, and experienced none of the symptoms present among the ER staff.
I just pulled my head back and went to the side like, huh?
This led investigators from Riverside County agencies and Cal OSHA to focus their attention on the hospital itself, believing that something was circulating in the hospital, possibly in the ventilation system.
Because a lot of times, like and I don't know obviously what happened here, but like a lot of times they're like putting oxygen on you, like that close.
I mean, they were doing all the things. She was in full, like she was in very much
treated.
distress on her way to cardiac arrest in the ambulance. So they were doing a hell of a lot.
And think about a trauma unit compared to the size of that compared to an ambulance.
The back of an ambulance.
And a closed in, probably not that well ventilated space.
Well, and that's why they're thinking it has to do with the ventilation in the hospital.
Yeah.
In fact, this wasn't the first time Riverside General had trouble with toxic fumes.
That's like not something you want on your Yelp reviews.
No.
You don't want like one that says toxic fumes, let alone multiple.
One time having toxic fumes is like too many.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In 1991, so only a couple of years before this, 2 employees required treatment for exposure to what was believed to be a toxic gas leak from a sterilizer.
The fuck? Not a sterilizer leaking toxic fumes.
Just 1 year later, a federal inspection discovered that algae growing in a water reservoir was also causing issues.
Babe, we got algae?
Yeah.
We got algae?
And a year after that, an inspection found the emergency room was permeated with sewer gas from a drain.
That can kill you.
Sewer gas will fucking kill you.
Yup.
Yup. Yup.
Not sewer gas in the Don't you tell me there's more. Is there another comma there?
No.
Okay. I mean, let
that's
alone,
enough.
like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We got enough commas.
JC.
So the hazmat team began by searching for a variety of toxins capable of causing the symptoms that the hospital staff were dealing with, particularly hydrogen sulfide, which is an insidious poison that smells like rotten eggs and at high concentrations can kill a person after 1 or 2 whiffs. Insidious.
People who go into hazmat are just like straight up heroes.
Yeah.
Like imagine like risking your shit like that.
I know. And phasgene, a chemical commonly used in the creation of organic chemical compounds, but one that can also be used to create a chemical weapon.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Don't write that down.
It tears open capillaries in the lungs, drowning its victims in their own blood.
Oh, that is like chemical warfare.
Chemical weapons
Are
the
scary.
scariest thing in the entire
So
universe.
scary.
And they sound made up.
No, they do. It sounds like something out of like a futuristic novel.
Yeah.
I'm horrified right now.
So where hazmat team is looking for hydrogen sulfide, insidious poison that smells like rotten eggs and can kill you with a couple whiffs, or phasgene, which is literally something that will tear open capillaries in your lungs and drown you in your blood. Fortunately, neither was found at the hospital.
Well, that's riveting,
So there's that.
Fantastic news.
So in addition to the negative results from the tests looking for toxins in the air, the theory that those affected had been exposed to something circulating in the vents or other hospital symptoms, while certainly like a reasonable theory, was undermined by other obvious factors. For one, Dr. Ochoa, who'd probably spent more time with Gloria Ramirez than anyone else,
Was totally fine.
never experienced any ill effects from exposure to Gloria's body.
Interesting.
And that is like something you need to understand. He was closest, probably
He's
spent
the
the most
doctor.
time, and he did not experience anything from Gloria Ramirez's body. Also, if something had been circulating in the vents or the water supply there, it almost certainly would have affected more than just those working in the ER. It would have
Yeah.
also affected patients and visitors, because it's not just like the only people in the ER are the people working there. There's a ton of civilians walking around.
Well, and even probably other areas of the hospital too.
Yeah.
It's not always just one building. I don't know. Maybe
And
it is in
didn't.
this case.
So because of that, investigators returned to the only lead they had, which was Gloria Ramirez's body might have had something going on.
Which I understand needing to like check all
have
the
to.
boxes.
Oh, yeah. I don't think anybody faults them for having to look at that as an option. So after several delays, the autopsy of Gloria Ramirez took place on February 25th. And from the start, it was clear that it was going to be anything but a typical autopsy.
Okay.
Working in a specially sealed room, the 90-minute autopsy was conducted by a team of 4 pathologists, all dressed in airtight, toxin-proof safety suits.
How long does a typical autopsy take?
Honestly, it can take...
It varies.
That's the thing. 90 minutes is like, sure. Like,
Okay.
it
You've
really
done that
depends
before?
on, like, it's so many factors in an autopsy. If it's a complete autopsy, if it's a keep, if it's a return, like...
What
keep
is the difference between
keep
that?
the organs for research, or you're returning them to the body?
body.
If it includes the head, like if it's a neuro case, if they want, the spinal cord taken out, if they want, bone marrow taken.
So say they want
There's
like,
so many things.
for lack of a better term, like the works. How
whole
long does
thing.
that take?
That could take hours.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
one isn't really insanely
So
long.
This is a pretty decent one, I would say. Like this is
An hour
and
and a
again, somebody very skilled and capable can probably do a complete one in less time than I probably could.
And like when you were performing them, how many people were working at the same time? Is four people working on the same body?
4
Kinda crazy?
pathologists is a lot of pathologists to have in the room, but I understand why they did it in this case, because if I've never worked with 4 pathologists on an autopsy.
How many would you typically?
Usually I was only alongside one, and if it was a neuro case, maybe 2, because it was like a neuropathologist with
see.
us.
And the
like,
pathologist
specialized.
is like the doctor, right? Like
Yeah, they're like the
medical examiner.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
the specialists.
I
there.
see.
So 4 pathologists, like that's a lot.
Yeah.
Unless it's like unless they maybe confuse 4 pathologists with a couple of techs too. But I could see why they would have 4 pathologists here, because what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
But
Also at the same time, I'm like, if this is coming from Gloria's body, which it sounds like it's probably not, 4 pathologists, like you want to take all those people out?
I know.
You want to take out all those pathologists?
Well, they're
at
wearing their
once?
safety suits. They're wearing the PE required, I guess. So
okay.
that's good. They're wearing like
like hazmat.
airtight, toxin-proof safety suits.
Kind of like what you wore during COVID.
What I was just going to say, during COVID, we wore those.
I
And it was-
remember seeing you
yeah.
in your full garb.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
and it sucks. Like your sweat, very necessary. Won't ever knock it, but damn, you sweat. In
Oh,
those.
yeah, I
you
bet.
sweat, and it's hard to do things, and it's like you don't get to be as precise as you want to be because you're in this really bulky thing.
Yeah.
And we had like special like bubbles, like plastic bubbles that would go over the person's head. So you had to like reach into the bubble to do the brain removal. And it was not great.
Wow.
Yeah. COVID was a fucking time for autopsies. I'll tell you
COVID
that.
was a fucking time for autopsies, and you're also just a wild bitch. That's the moral. You're a wild bitch. You're like, we'd have to reach into the bubble to do the brain. Like, she's just like, I'll take a medium-iced regular. I'm like, oh, okay. Totally.
It was crazy.
Damn, I know.
Otherwise,
like I said, you're a wild bitch.
it's pretty standard otherwise, but like
You're not.
You had a bubble and some crazy suit and it's harder. But yeah, so although the situation that occurred in the ER was highly unusual, it was in fact not the first time it had happened also.
Wait, like everybody going down like that?
Well, several years earlier, emergency room workers in Perth, Australia were kind of similarly affected to a less dramatic extent, I will say, during the examination of a man who had killed himself by ingesting weevil poison.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. With that in mind, so there was some kind of precedent for this. I won't say it's a direct precedent, but there's some kind of precedent. Yeah. With that in mind, the pathologists expected to find something in Gloria Ramirez's body that could wreak similar havoc, like an organophosphate pesticide, but neither the search of her apartment or the autopsy turned up any chemicals like that.
Okay.
Also, although she had been diagnosed with the advanced stage cancer only recently, she hadn't started chemotherapy and had only been taking copazine, a drug used to control nausea.
Okay.
So she wasn't even on any like the crazy like chemo drugs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
As the evidence collected during the autopsy was being analyzed, Gloria's body was put back into airtight storage, and county officials continued the investigation. The family, meanwhile, was left in kind of a limbo state, which must have been really hard. They still had no explanation for what the fuck had happened.
Yeah.
And with the investigation still open, they couldn't bury Gloria and start the grieving process.
That's tough. And
Yeah.
I imagine that like somebody was like close by when all the chaos was happening in the ER, and that must have been really
That
traumatic.
must have been really traumatic. Now, by mid-April, the Ramirez family hired an attorney and filed a request for a court order that would allow for an independent pathologist to conduct another autopsy.
Good for them.
Also, others in the Riverside community started to wonder whether the county's refusal to release their findings or update the public was perhaps an indication of a cover-up.
Yeah.
That was them wondering that. I'm not saying that's what it was.
I could see why people would be curious like that.
Robert Schwartz, an environmental attorney, told the LA Times, the county is destroying the single most important piece of evidence. They're destroying Gloria Ramirez's remains by having delayed things this long. Tom DeSantis, a representative from Riverside County, responded to the public pressure and said, this investigation isn't as simple as testing a hypothesis by checking for the presence of a particular chemical. The testing that is being performed is designed to rule out the thousands of possible chemical compounds and narrow the focus of the investigation.
You can kind of see both sides here.
Yeah, you really can, but he couldn't provide any additional information at that time.
But it's also like, if you don't have the answer, what are you supposed to say? Yeah.
Now, while the county struggled under increasing pressure from the public, the evidence and samples collected from the autopsy were sent to the Forensic Science Center at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, which is a former nuclear weapons production and testings lab that was transformed and rebranded in the early 90s to focus on, areas of natural sciences.
Okay.
The technicians at the Forensic Science Center had expected to find the culprit in gases contained in the headspace of the containers, if not in the liver itself. But all they found was nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and argon, normal constituents of air.
Yeah.
Just nothing out of the ordinary.
Right.
Among the mysteries the technicians at the lab were able to solve, though, was the ammonia smell that many of the emergency room personnel noticed emanating from Gloria's body and the blood that was taken.
Yeah.
According to Brian Anderson, a director at the Forensic Science Center, the odor was most likely caused by Gloria's body breaking down that anti-nausea medication that she was taking at the time.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
It is interesting. Ultimately, the team at the center was able to identify and explain many of the unusual compounds found in the blood and tissue samples submitted by the county. In fact, the only thing Anderson and his team couldn't explain was the heavy presence of dimethyl sulfone, which is a naturally occurring chemical compound found in everything from plant and marine life to food and beauty products.
Oh, okay.
As far as Anderson knew, this compound was a relatively harmless chemical, and it really couldn't have caused the damaging effects that people in the ER were suffering from that night. So he returned to the Riverside coroner's office and reported his findings, confirming that no toxins were found in Gloria Ramirez's body.
So anyone calling her the toxic woman is fucking stupid.
It's not real.
Exactly.
This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place. Let's talk about bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, and it doesn't have to be that way. But with SoFi's high-yield checkings and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit. No account or overdraft fees. We love transparency. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, plus get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at SoFi.com/morbid. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank N.A. member FDIC. Terms apply.
Need a boost? Sometimes all it takes is tapping into your inner cool. Icebreaker's gum helps you unleash the confidence within. Each chew releases a rush of icy flavor powered by cooling flavor crystals, sending a wave of refreshment to reinvigorate all your senses. Icebreaker's convenient pack fits everywhere, from car cup holders to backpack pockets, so you can find your cool wherever you go. Grab Icebreaker's gum online or at a store near you.
The best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. Comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for almost every occasion. Quince makes it easy to create a summer wardrobe that you'll love, with elevated essentials made from premium materials like European linen, organic cotton, and washable silk, without the traditional retail markup. I love that! Quince's 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces that you absolutely will reach for all summer long. I absolutely love their linen. I have so many pairs of their linen pants, which you can dress up or you can dress down in the summer. Like, say you're going to a nice dinner, you can pair it with like a silk shirt, a really cute necklace, some good, makeup and an updo. Or if you're just looking for a more casual look, you can do the linen pants with like a loose button-up shirt and you still look really chic, kind of like, I don't know, Diane Keaton vibes, I kind of think. Also, it's not just apparel. Quince also offers elevated essentials for your home, from bedding and bath to kitchen essentials and furniture. They have it all, honey. I am a big lover of Quince, and I really do think you will be too. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/morbid for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/morbid for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/morbid.
So the technicians at the Forensic Science Center had done as thorough an analysis as possible in 1994. So Anderson's findings were more or less the final word. Despite having no explanations for what had happened at Riverside General, county officials were confident there was no existing threat at the hospital, and the strange case of Gloria Ramirez was effectively closed, at least as far as the county was concerned.
Okay.
The coroner's office released the body to the family in late April, and Gloria Ramirez was buried at Olivewood Cemetery in Riverside on April 27th, 1994.
Almost 2 full months after she passed away. Like, that's tough on that family.
So if Riverside County officials had hoped that releasing Gloria's body would put an end to the chaos and the mystery surrounding this case, they were definitely disappointed in the weeks after that.
Yeah.
The family still pressed the coroner's office for answers, rightfully so. And they were unfortunately never going to really get any. And in August, Dr. Gorchinsky filed a $6 million lawsuit against Riverside General Hospital, alleging that conditions at the hospital and failure of safety protocols had left her with more than one debilitating condition, preventing her from working. And she was a 33-year-old doctor.
Right.
According to her lawyer, Russell Kuzman, the suit was filed in part to compel the hospital and the county to release whatever information they had related to the case. He said later to reporters, clearly she's the victim of some kind of toxic poisoning. The question is, where did it come from and who is responsible? Now, officials from the county and Riverside Hospital immediately took a defensive position, contacting the California Department of Health and Human Services to undertake a study to determine the cause of the symptoms. So they were like, we're going to try to figure this out. After reviewing the medical information from most of those affected by it that night and interviewing 34 of the staff members working at the hospital that evening, the DHS concluded the symptoms experienced by those who came in contact with Gloria was a case of mass psychogenic illness, a situation in which symptoms of physical illness are experienced by large groups of people for psychological reasons.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Exactly. Now, although the study allowed for the possibility that a small number of those affected, particularly those who came in close contact with Gloria Ramirez's body, were, quote, exposed to a poisonous substance, they did not know the origin of the poison. It's important to note that mass psychogenic illness tends to be applied with bias, though, and is ascribed far more often to women than it is to men. And
a lot of women went down.
That's kind of the case here.
Yeah.
Now,
so maybe it wasn't necessarily that, is what you're kind of implying.
Nobody really knows here. So, as one would expect, the county's official explanation of mass psychogenic illness was poorly received.
I bet.
Especially by those directly affected. When Riverside ER nurse Maureen Welch read the report, she went to the Forensic Science Center and implored Anderson to take a second look at the case. Because she was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah. And I mean, you can kind of understand why people thought that, just because this is like such an insane case.
Yeah, of course. But the people who experienced it are pissed.
Exactly what I was just going to say.
Now, upon review, it was discovered that what was initially identified as dimethyl sulfone, remember the thing that wouldn't have caused issues,
was
found in a lot of
cosmetics
things,
and everything.
Yeah, was in fact dimethyl sulfoxide, or DMSO. The only difference between those two chemicals is that DMSO has one oxygen atom, not two. So that changes the compound completely.
Yeah. Oh, God, not physics.
Let's talk about
or
it.
Or chemistry. LOL.
I was like, no, it's
you
not
said
physics.
no, in fact.
I was like, you're in luck.
Chemistry. I was bad at both.
Fortunately, it's not physics.
But unfortunately, it is chemistry.
Organic chemistry, in fact.
Boo.
So since the 1960s, DMSO has been sold as a gel solvent used in industrial cleaning products.
What?
But it's also used by some as a kind of folk remedy for pain relief. And its occasional use in the treatment of interstitial cystitis, a condition causing painful urinary tract lesions in women.
Ouch.
The presence of DMSO would explain the oily sheen discovered on Gloria Ramirez's body, assuming that she may have used it for pain relief. Like a topical pain relief.
Right, because she's sick.
This would also explain the aroma of garlic described by several of the workers present in the room with Ramirez, because these are both hallmarks of this product.
Oh, wow. I mean, I love the smell of garlic.
I do too.
But I don't love a toxic thing.
The presence of DMSO alone didn't explain the symptoms supposedly caused by exposure to Gloria, though.
Okay.
That alone. It was only when Anderson checked the chemical index text to review DMSO that he noticed an adjacent entry for a different chemical that seemed the most likely explanation for what had caused the medical mystery surrounding the death of Gloria Ramirez.
Okay.
Dimethyl sulfate.
There's so many dimethyls.
There is. In most cases, dimethyl sulfate is used in small quantities in the manufacturing.
Exactly.
I'm like,
you're nerding out so hard over there.
I have my finger up.
She's like, in most cases, with her little pointer finger.
I'm like, hey,
I just wanted to point out.
I could see your face immediately when my finger went up.
I was like, it's so funny.
So in most cases, finger it up again, dimethyl sulfate is used in small quantities in the manufacturing of dyes, perfumes, and certain drugs. But the chemical has an unpleasant history as one of the main components of this thing called nerve gas used in chemical warfare.
Not more chemical warfare.
Yeah.
Nerve gas?
Dyes, perfumes, certain drugs.
Bitch.
Oh, also nerve gas.
Nerve gas, I'm thinking that whole thing that the doctor experienced or
seems
one of the
kind of
nurses.
legit, huh?
Or nor.
Yeah. Kind of a very unpleasant history for sure. In vapor form, dimethyl sulfate can, quote, kill the cells in exposed tissues, such as the eyes, mouth, and lungs.
Yeah.
When absorbed into the body, dimethyl sulfate causes convulsions, delirium, paralysis, coma, and delayed damage to the kidneys, liver, and heart.
Didn't somebody have kidney failure?
Gloria did.
Oh, Gloria did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Given its uses and the knowledge and skill required to handle it, no one suspected dimethyl sulfate in the case of Gloria Ramirez, because that's like fucking chemical warfare. Like, no. After all, why would, like, a mother of two, housewife, just normal, everyday human being, why would she have come in contact with such a volatile chemical?
Yeah.
Where would she have come in contact with that?
I don't know.
But just as dimethyl sulfone can be transformed into dimethyl, the DMSO
Yes.
compound, with the addition of just one oxygen molecule, doesn't take a lot to transform it, dimethyl sulfate can be created by adding one more oxygen molecule to DMSO.
Oh.
So it's so delicate.
Yeah.
And it transforms a fairly innocuous chemical into a literal toxic gas capable of killing a person like that.
That's so scary.
One extra oxygen molecule.
That reminds me of an episode of Below Deck where I forget which.
I'm very interested to see where
No,
this
it's actually
goes.
funny. I forget which chief stew it was and which like lower stew it was, but she kept mixing cleaning products that they were telling her not to mix.
Oh, fuck no. You gotta be so
she was
careful.
like, you're literally going to create mustard gas and
Yes.
blow the boat up.
And it's so easy to do.
Yeah, they were like, and they told her a couple times, and finally she had to go to the captain. She was like, hey.
Yeah. It's like,
And the girl was like,
so
oh, yeah, sorry.
you have to be, and I'm telling you right now, be so careful with that shit.
Yeah.
When you are cleaning, do not mix shit. Have an open window. It's so easy for people to get so sick from that shit.
Yeah.
And I
don't
don't
mix
want any of you
anything.
getting sick, so be careful.
No, we love you. Just
do.
use, oh, fuck. I'm trying to think of the lady on the commercials. I love her. What's the floor?
Oh my
It starts
God.
with P. I love that woman on the commercials.
Palmolive.
No. Pine Sol.
Pine Sol.
I
Oh,
love Pine
I
Sol.
was thinking Pine Sol, but I said Palmolive.
No, that's actually funny because
Yeah.
my brain was doing the same thing.
Because I
just
could
didn't say it
smell
out loud.
Pine Sol while I said
Oh,
Palmolive.
bitch. I love Pine Sol. I
love
mix it
Pine
with
Sol,
warm
too.
water. Do you think that's okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're okay there.
All right, cool.
So yeah, be careful, everybody.
Yeah.
But because they had taken the case pro bono, which is pretty great, Anderson and
Rock
his
on.
team had to work nights and weekends over an extended period of time before they finally arrived at the best possible explanation for what the fuck had happened at Riverside General.
Yeah.
The team theorized that, like many cancer patients, Gloria Ramirez had turned to DMSO, the one that wasn't okay,
Yeah.
to help manage her cancer-related pain, which would account for the oily sheen on her skin.
And you said that was okay.
That was okay. When the paramedics placed the oxygen mask on her in the ambulance,
added a molecule.
Gloria's bloodstream was flooded with oxygen, creating the highly unusual set of fucking circumstances required to transform the DMSO into dimethyl sulfate. Blew my fucking mind when I heard that.
No, my mind is wow.
Because they did exactly what they were supposed to do.
do.
They put oxygen on her because she wasn't breathing. They did nothing wrong.
Yeah, because they didn't. How would
they
they know?
would have no idea. That is not a common question that you have to ask someone. Like, do you have DMSO on you?
I've never
And
been
also,
asked
she wasn't
that.
able to really respond to a lot, anyways.
Yeah.
So they didn't do anything wrong. This was not them being like negligent.
No.
But it's just a wildly unusual and freak fucking set of circumstances.
Well, and also
here.
realistically, I would assume that could have affected as many people as it did because did it like spread through the, how does that work actually?
Well,
Where
her,
like so many of the ER staff went down.
because her blood was now filled with toxic gas, essentially.
Okay.
Because her bloodstream was now flooded with oxygen, and that added the extra oxygen molecule to DMSO to turn it into that essential nerve gas.
So like even holding a vial of her blood, it could kind of like go through the vial.
Well,
and-
it's going to be exposed to the air somehow because it's going to be transferred into the vial. So
I
there is
see.
going to be some kind of,
I see.
and she's even just from that little pinprick to insert the catheter to put the syringe in,
It went into the air.
exposure to the air, like that. It's
Wow.
vapor essentially, like it can travel. But It just blew my fucking mind.
No, that's
like,
shocking.
what are the goddamn odds of this?
I would say they're very insane.
Yeah. So the chemical reaction, well put.
They're I was like, in my head, I went to say they're low, and then I was like, yeah, no, they're not high. But I
They're
like
wild.
questioned myself.
That's what they
so
are.
I was like, they're crazy.
So the chemical reaction would also explain the presence of the white or off-white, like manila is what they describe
the
them,
particles?
crystals observed in the blood samples taken in the ER. When the blood sample was drawn, small amounts of the lethal gas, like I said, leaked from the syringe, which explains why those closest in proximity, Kane, Welch, and Gorczynski, were the most affected.
Oh, because they all had.
And as they went out further, people experienced considerably less symptoms of exposure. So it would be the same as chemical warfare.
This is horrible, but incredibly fascinating.
And just what the fuck are the odds that all this would happen? It's just like, it really is wild.
it really is an episode of fucking House. I'm like, has House done an episode
know,
on this?
probably.
I'm about to Google it.
Now,
I'll let you know.
It would be impossible for Anderson and his team to recreate the exact circumstances necessary to like concretely prove this theory. So when they submitted the report to the coroner in the case, it was only so they could get the county's feedback. Nevertheless, the Riverside County Coroner's Office accepted the Forensic Science Center's explanation because it makes so much fucking sense, and released the report as the final word on the matter. Although some people were skeptical of the results, pointing out that a reaction like that would have required an enormous amount of DMSO, Oregon State toxicologist Frank Dost pointed out, in that stage of fighting for her life, Ramirez may have really overloaded on it.
Yeah.
Creating the precise set of circumstances under which the chain reaction could occur. And I fully believe that. I think this was just a freak set of circumstances that absolutely no one is at fault for.
Totally. I mean, you think of like the products that are available that you don't realize how like dangerous they can be. I'm 29 years old. I just found out that you can't put Vicks under your nose overnight.
Yeah, that's
I had no idea.
Like that is something we used to do when we were like younger.
Yeah. And it's these home remedy things.
But when you start looking into them, you realize how dangerous this shit can be.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm so glad I'm related to you because you're so sciencey. I would have no idea.
It's scary. And even things like dry shampoo, aerosol dry shampoo.
I know.
The fact that that's been connected to so much cancer and different like stuff.
It's so scary.
You're better off with like the really
pumps.
natural like pump powder ones.
Yeah.
But you also have to be careful of those. So like be really careful when you're picking
wash
this
your
shit.
hair.
Because you just don't want to put yourself
Put a hat
in
on.
that position, you know? Now, for the last, over 25 years, Gloria Ramirez has been called the toxic lady. Someone whose existence was only significant in death, essentially.
Because of like what people said about her.
The curiosity, of course, is only natural. I mean,
It's a fascinating case, like I just said.
The circumstances of her death are bizarre. They're incredibly complex, easily lending themselves to fantastical interpretations of it. But from the moment she died, Gloria's family had to face a seemingly endless stream of reporters, media personalities, and headlines that accused Gloria, who was not here to defend herself, of everything from PCP addiction to being an alien.
I'm sorry, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
If you're rolling up to somebody's house as a reporter, like, listen, I get it, reporters are a thing. If you're rolling up to somebody's house who has just lost their family member and asking if they're a fucking alien,
You
go
gotta
fuck yourself.
reevaluate your fucking life choices.
Reevaluate your entire existence as a human. Are you joking?
And these are-
PCP addiction, like, what?
Yeah.
Where do we even get that from?
It's just grasping at sensational headlines. That's all it is.
So shitty.
It's outrageous. I mean, the speculation was ridiculous, and it obscured her humanity.
It sure
completely.
did.
Gloria Ramirez was a single mother of 2 young children. She was described as, quote, a simple homemaker, according to Reverend Brian Taylor, who spoke at her graveside.
Oh.
She was also a sister, a girlfriend, and a member of the community whose life was tragically cut short very quickly by cancer.
Yeah.
Like so many of us, her life was just ordinary, hard, like just a life.
Yeah.
Hardly befitting the science fiction narrative that she is so often involuntarily inserted into.
Yeah.
When Gloria was finally laid to rest on April 27th, more than 2 months after her death, it was under the invasive eye of journalists, photographers, a whole host of people who were shouting questions at the grieving family.
At the funeral?
Setting a disrespectful and thoughtless tone that honestly permeated her legacy for more than 2 decades at this point.
Yeah, get the fuck away from people's gravesides unless you're
Don't
related
be
or
yelling
friends
at
with
people
them.
there.
Like, get out of here.
In a brief article for the Los Angeles Times, Peter King's summation of the funeral is something that we should probably all keep in mind today. They wrote, "Speaking well of the dead, allowing them a final dignity, is a basic human courtesy. Gloria Ramirez just got cheated."
Yeah, she absolutely did.
And it's so true because I fully believe the theory that the Forensic Science Center came up with and
makes so
Anderson
much
and his
sense.
team. It makes so much sense.
Just from a
And
scientific
it is just
standpoint.
a freak set of circumstances that can happen, but obviously don't happen often.
Yeah, no, right.
And no one is at fault. No one was doing anything that they shouldn't have
Maliciously.
been doing.
No.
Gloria was in pain. She was doing what she might have been, who knows, maybe she was grown up with that remedy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, was
Just
taught
like I
that by
grew up with
someone.
fucking Vicks under my nose.
Yeah, like she was just doing what she had to do to get relief, which none of us who have not experienced cancer, like personally,
have no
can
idea.
speak to, because I can't imagine that.
No.
And the paramedics were just doing their job, getting oxygen to her brain and her lungs when she was losing it rapidly,
Right.
doing their job. And the ER staff was doing their job. And
Yeah.
it's like, and it just, nobody did anything wrong. It just was a shit set of circumstances that happened to fall into an even shittier one.
Yeah, 100%.
But Gloria Ramirez is not the toxic lady.
no, she's like you just said, she was like a family member
Yeah.
of many people and
She
a
was
friend
a mom,
and a
she was
sister.
a friend,
yeah.
a sister, a
All of that.
girlfriend, a community member, and somebody who got sick and a shit set of circumstances happened.
Yeah.
That's it. But it's
Like, let's give people dignity in
yeah,
death.
it's more fascinating what happened to make all of that occur than it is to sit here and call her the toxic woman and say that it was something
Ask if
in
she's
her,
an
you know,
alien or like things
like
like
something
that.
naturally occurring in her body or something like that. Like,
the
no,
fuck
this
outta
is just
here.
fucking organic chemistry, really.
People are such
gone
dicks.
awry.
Wow.
But that's the tale of Gloria Ramirez, and I hope her family has gotten some kind of relief over the past couple of decades here.
Yeah.
Because
We would hope so. And here we are to set the record straight. She's not
trying.
a toxic woman.
She's not a toxic woman.
Get the fuck
She's
outta here
Gloria
with that.
Ramirez.
That
So-
really was a fascinating case, though.
It
I
is.
had heard of it, but I did not know everything that went into that.
Yeah, I had only heard her called the
Same.
toxic lady.
Me too.
So, yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, thanks for listening. We hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
Keep
it
weird. But not so weird that you're rolling up to people's houses or their grave sites asking stupid questions. I had to sing during the episode, and here it is.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. I'll punch you.
Don't do that.
I won't actually punch you, but I'll metaphorically punch you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't take financial advice from a 72 hours in a single day alpha influencer, would you? Same goes if you're in a car accident or any accident. Who you choose matters. That's why Morgan & Morgan exists. They're the largest injury law firm in America, and they've built a reputation by actually winning cases, not just talking about it. Over 1,000 lawyers across all 50 states and $30 billion recovered. Injured? Go to forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast.
Every wireless service comes with a cost, right? Wrong. The Text Now app lets you do your thing for free. Get real talk, real text, and 5G data for must-have apps with no monthly bill. Need more data? Add it right from the app. Done? Go back to free. No long-term contracts, no pressure, no surprises. Just wireless that works around you. Text Now. We've got your back. Download Text Now in your app store today. Wireless plans require the purchase of a SIM card. Visit textnow.com for terms and conditions.